Unbelievable. Okay, oh, I love the linear earring. Are we starting with the earring? Can I start with the earring? That is so
it's your show.
pretty.
You can do whatever you want.
You know why I love a linear earring? I just feel like with a simple little dress and your hair pulled back, whether it's in a bun or it's in a ponytail, or whether you have short hair or long hair, pull it off your face, and I just feel like it just adds a touch of glamour, but it's so sophisticated, and yet it's simplicity. And so I love that about this, and the fact that you gave us citrine, garnet, and amethyst.
Yes. And you know, you bring up a great point. These are definitely dressy. No question about it. I mean, studs
So
all day long, you can wear them, dressy or elegant, but as you say, studs can get lost if you have longer hair.
Sure.
The other thing that you get with a linear earring like this is movement.
Yes.
And I've always said that movement, or the illusion of movement, is important, because the reason we facet stones is because we want them to sparkle. And as you move, those facets get a chance to take that light and disperse it all over the place.
Right.
Now, let's talk about where these stones come from, because you have African amethyst. Now, I know that most of you think of amethyst, you think of Brazil. Africa is really interesting when we discovered the amethyst that comes out of Africa, because it really had a richer saturation of color. It didn't have the clarity of the Brazilian material, but all the gem experts that I talk to say, if you want great color, you get the African amethyst.
Right.
Now, we go from there to Mozambique for your garnet. We go to the chrome diopside, we're in Russia. We go to the Brazil to get the white topaz and the citrine. But if you are looking for the most versatile bracelet or the most versatile earrings, think about those earrings that you were just talking about.
Okay.
How many things could you wear that with?
Everything. You can wear those with everything. And even our last quatrefoil garnet ring or the blue topaz, it would go beautiful with this multicolor line bracelet. Think tennis bracelet with flare, because I like the various shapes of the gemstones.
And you know what?
They're not typical.
I don't like monochromatic.
Right.
I really don't.
It's kind of boring.
It's boring.
It's safe.
Listen,
Too
they
safe.
don't make black and white TVs anymore. There's a reason why. It's about color. And even when you think about historically, because the thing about gems is you learn a lot about history too. When you think historically, even about clothing, you know, before we had, you know, opened up the world to trade and saw all these beautiful colors that people were dyeing clothing, it was kind of drab. It was gray, you know? And so this, you know, you asked me an interesting question off air that I want to share with everybody.
Sure.
Because a lot of people think, because I've written books on gemstones, I've been on television offering gemstones for 30 years now. It just means I'm older, wrinkly, and grayer than I used to be. But people think that I was, because I'm an expert in gems, that I, like, since birth, was like playing in a sandbox of gems.
Right.
I knew nothing about gems.
I find that fascinating.
When I became a host in it was February of 1989. So think about that. It's over 30 years now. So when I started, I knew nothing about gems. And I found out very quickly doing this job that back then probably half of my airtime was jewelry and gems. And I said, if I want to keep in this job,
you better learn something.
I better learn something. So I actually went and studied where there was a class, an introductory gem class, is like a continuing ed for adults at the University of South Florida, just up the road.
Oh, okay.
And I went there like as a job, because I thought I better learn something, and I thought I would be bored out of my skull.
No, it's so interesting.
So I went to my very first class, and it was taught by the first female graduate gemologist ever in the USA. Fascinating, and like from the very first class. And so then I went to the GIA, furthered my studies, and then I started going to mines, and most of the times in the GIA, they don't know anything about the mining process.
Right.
So
I'm reading those books now. There's not a lot about that.
No, there's not a lot about it. And
These are
multiply what I learned from the Gemological Institute of America, which is the world's foremost authority on gems, multiply that by like 100 by going to the mines.
Oh, sure. You've got to get down and dirty.
So
you've got to get in there in the trenches, if you will.
And the other thing is, I was basically about 30 years old when I started. So it's never too late.
Look at how gorgeous that is all
I
together.
love multicolor.
And I totally would wear it with this garnet quatrefoil ring. I think that is so beautiful.
Now,
So $116.99 to get the earrings.
Crazy price.
$215.99 for the bracelet. And you're talking 5 flexible payments. It's $43 to get the bracelet home and $23 to get the earrings home. I mean, that is a crazy steal of a deal. So you're basically talking under $70 as a suite. If you can swing it, that's when the flex pay comes in handy. You're dividing this into 5 interest-free payments. And this is fine jewelry, forever jewelry. Never tarnishes, never turns. It's heirloom quality. These earrings will come in handy. I mean, you can dress these up or dress these down, but definitely, ladies, if you feel like, you know, a stud really gets lost on me, this linear look is so sophisticated, so elegant, so simple, and it's so timeless. And the fact that you have all the colors, it goes with that pink that Valerie has on. It goes with beautiful yellows and lavenders and greens, because you got that chrome diopside that looks like emeralds. And you have the, you know, the garnet is so pretty. That citrine is such a warm glow. So anytime you have on orange or yellow or anything marigold and those colors, this is just stunning. I love these earrings. And what's the length on them? They're 2 inches in length. So they're the perfect size, not too long, because sometimes you won't wear a linear look if it's too long. And that's the trendier earring that's way too long. This is perfect. So I do hope you get the bracelet set home. We're going to continue, and it just gets better and better. Oh my goodness. Okay.